Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So in this video, we are going to learn how to create a card flipping animation using Framer. So if you have not started with Framer, the video is here. I have already started the series. Please go and look at the video. And in this video, let's start. See how to flip a card using Framer Motion and React. So now you have seen what we're going to build. Let's quickly start. So I have a cards component created in a code sandbox, and since we are going to use Framer Motion, so you have to install it. I have created a separate video where I explain the animate prop and the basic transition and animate prop. The link will be here, and you can go and have a look. So let's first of all wrap in a card container. So since there will be a card that is going to flip, so we need to have a state which keeps a track of that, right? So we'll write is flipped, set is flipped, and initially it is, we know that it is going to be false because initially the card will not be flipped, right? So let's add a motion div from Framer, right? So motion is already from the Framer. I have imported it separately, and inside this we will have, this is the card container which will track the, I mean, where we'll click and change the state, like this state, which is going to be not of whatever was the initial, sorry, whatever was the initial value, right? So right now every time it will be true false whenever we click, right? So this is the motion wrapper. Again, we'll have two more motion divs. I will tell you the why part of it just in a second. And okay, this is here, motion dot dev, and again this is going to be motion dev. This will save front, and this motion dot dev is going to say back, right? So now if I save, you can see there are two separate divs. This we are going to call it as, or maybe we can simply not give it any any of the name, right? So but this outer div is going to be called as card, and the inner divs we can call them front and back, right? Class name we are going to write front, and similarly for back we are going to write a class name of back, just like this. So I'll just save this, and now, so now what we'll do is we'll pull the style.css over here, and for card we'll create here for front, and for back let's give it a height and width, a width of 300 pixels, a height of again 300 pixels, right? So front we have given, height is given, background we are going to give this as okay, blue violet, and so we'll specifically give back a background color of aquamarine, I think. Yeah, this is fine. And this one we are going to give a border radius of 1.5 rem, just to make sure it uh, looks better. And to front and back we have to have the, okay, it was, yeah, this is fine, and we need to have the position property as absolute for both, right? So to make sure that these two texts are in center, we'll give it a display of flex align item center, and justify content center. So the easiest way to center anything, right? So although now you can see the back and the front both are overlapped, you'll not be able to see, but yeah. So on state this is here. Now the initial animation, we don't want to trigger it, so let's put it as false. If you want to know what this is, please, the link is here, just have a look. And what are we animating? We are animating the rotate property. So we are going to rotate, and in which direction? We are going to rotate in y direction, right? So rotate y is based on is flipped. If is flipped is true, we are going to rotate it 180. Otherwise, we're going to put it as 0. So if I click, you can see this is happening very fast. But the 3D thing is not here. We'll add the perspectives also. For now, let's put a transition. Again, it's going to be y. It is going to be an object. The duration, let's put it as 0.8 seconds. Okay, 0. We can put simply right 0.8, right? And ease, we are going to add ease in and out, right? So now you'll see it, a little animation is here, but still the same card is getting flipped because you know why, right? Because we have not added the 3D perspectives and all of that here. So also the back and front are going to have a transform property where I will again rotate the y axis to 180 degrees. Now you'll see, now back is absolutely fine when looking, but initially this is going to be hidden, right? So to add all of that property, first of all, we need to have a perspective in our card container, right? So I'll write card, initially card container. Okay, there was hyphen, I think. Let me just recheck. So card, it was having a card container, and which is will have a, let's say, perspective of how much, 300, okay, 1000 pixels. Okay, now you can see a little bit of 3D effect happening right now. For the card that we have in, we need to add a position property of relative first of all, right? A position property of relative and a preserve 3D property, right? That is a style, I mean a transform style, which is preserve 3D. Now if I save it, you can see, okay, this is not changing. So the we'll just do one modification here. The transform should not be added to both front and back. It should only be added to the back of this particular thing. So now what we'll do is we have to add a back face visibility that should be hidden, and that should also happen only for the back portion, because this is how now you can see that back is fine and front is fine. At least now it is rotating but on the same axis. Let's do slight uh, modifications. Instead of giving back and this value, we'll give card container the same value, and for again the front and back, we'll simply add the front and back this width and this values. So now you can see it's actually rotating on the same axis. All we need to do is we'll have, so this is here, this is, so now we have, so now we have added the heights and widths also. So let's quickly, okay, we have to change, add this type to here. So we'll save it, and now if you'll see, it is actually behaving the way that we wanted. So the problem was card container was having a perspective of 1000 pixels. So this is the place where it can 3D rotate, and card was having a transform style of preserve 3D, but there was no height and width to the card. We had given it here, but the preserve 3D property needs a height and width here. So this is one way how you can create this whole effect. So the link of this particular thing will be in the description, so you can have a look at the sandbox. So yeah, that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.